Hello everybody, this is Heiko with Tokyomtg. I'm here at Grand Prix Kitakyushu 2013 and I'm here with Ron Foster. Hi Ron, that you are here.
Hi Heiko.
Ron is the Grand Prix organizer manager of Wizards of the Coast. Maybe we'll start with you telling us what exactly does that mean.
Alright, so I am, basically I manage the people that manage the Grand Prix, specifically in North America, South America and Japan. And then I also coordinate with our European and Asian offices to help manage the events that take place in those territories.
It sounds like a lot of responsibilities, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty busy. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of balls to be juggling at the same time with 46 events running around the world. Almost every weekend there's a Grand Prix somewhere. So
I can imagine. Yeah. How long have you been doing this job?
For about 2 years now.
And you're also very involved with Japan in particular, right?
Yes. Before I had this position, I was the territory manager for Japan, which meant that I was responsible for all the organized play activity in Japan, from Friday Night Magic, pre-releases, up onto Pro Tour qualifiers and the Grand Prix. But then when we reorganized to put an emphasis on Premier Play, I was put into this position of taking care of the Grand Prix, and the person that was the North American territory manager was put in charge of Premier Play in stores. So the Pro Tour qualifiers, Grand Prix trials, and World Magic Cup qualifiers.
I see. Yes. And so your involvement with Japan in particular, it's also a personal thing, isn't it? Can you maybe talk a little bit more about what exactly draws you to Japan, or what's your involvement with the country itself?
I first came to Japan when I was a teenager, fresh out of high school. I did all of my university here, and like many other people, I fell in love with the country. I decided to stay. I got a job, got married. I just felt it was just going to become my home.
So you're feeling almost like at home here?
Yes.
That's very nice. And especially today we have a very special thing here with Grand Prix Kitakyushu, which has almost 1,200 players, and that is more than double than the last Grand Prix here, which was in 2009, if I'm not mistaken.
2009 sounds right. Yes, it was 501 players for the last one, so we've more than doubled the attendance.
And what do you think about it? Like, where does it come from? Is it just the game in general, or is there anything in particular about Japan that makes people want to play here?
That's a very good question. It's always hard to pin down why a specific event did really, really well. We've got a couple things going for us here. The Japanese players tend to like constructed formats. This is a standard format tournament. So the same deck that you're playing at your Friday Night Magic, or that you were playing at a Pro Tour qualifier, you can just bring it and play. So that's certainly appealing. It's summer vacation here, right? So people have free time. It's easier to travel. You don't need to worry about school or maybe even your job. You can take a couple extra days off. Of course, Japan has a very highly developed public transportation network. The Shinkansen, the bullet train, makes it easy to get places. Also, Japanese people they love opportunities to like get out and do big things. And in the Magic world, there are very few bigger things than a Grand Prix. You've got thousands of people coming together, having fun, playing Magic.
Like a big festival or convention?
Exactly. It's a big party, right? This is if you love Magic, you want to be here, and that's why we run so many Grand Prix. That's why we try to run them in as many diverse locations as possible, to give as many people who like Magic the opportunity to experience the fun, the energy, the excitement of this big festival, this big Magic party. Right.
So especially about Japan, there's this one thing. Many people at home are very interested in Japanese Magic because there's famous pros here, and there's a lot of tech going on in this country. However, there's often this issue of the language barrier, isn't it? And I think many people overseas especially wonder, where can I get more information? How can I get involved with people from Japan? Especially, for example, when they see them like the pros overseas, it's not always easy to interact. Is there something you can recommend to people if they see a Japanese player at a Grand Prix anywhere in the world? Like how to talk to them maybe, or how to interact with them?
Well, Sure. Language barriers can be formidable. That's true outside of Japan. But one of the wonderful things about Magic and gaming in general is it transcends language and cultural barriers, right? The pictures on the cards stay the same. The rules of the game are the same anywhere in the world. So you already have a common language. A lot of Japanese Magic terms are the same as they are in English, just with a Japanese accent. Right. You know, blocking or untap and sorcery, these are all the same in Japanese. As for interacting with a Japanese player outside Japan, I would say just treat him or her like you would anyone else. Say hi, you know, my name is whatever, good luck.
Maybe talk slowly a little bit if necessary.
Sure. When dealing with people who don't speak the same language as you do as a native, speaking a little bit slower, using slightly simpler words is always helpful for communication. But the biggest barrier to overcome is inside ourselves. Yes. Like, oh, well, he won't understand what I'm saying. No, just say hi. Try to talk to him or her, and you know, you might be surprised at how much that person's willing to talk back to you.
Yes, I totally agree with that, and I appreciate that to hear that from you as somebody who's very involved with making Grand Prix bigger. And I'm looking forward to the next Grand Prix here in Japan. Can you maybe say what the next Grand Prix will be?
Yes, the next Grand Prix in Japan is going to be in November. I think it's November 22, 23, 24, 23, 24, 25, the weekend there. It's going to be in Kyoto, one of the oldest cities in Japan. Very beautiful, worth getting out to see if you haven't seen it before. And that one's going to be especially exciting because it's team sealed.
Team sealed.
Right. This will be the first team event in Japan in, I believe, 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're expecting a lot of people to show up for that one as well.
Is team sealed very popular here?
It was in the past. It turns out we've been running team sealed events since last year, starting with San Jose in the United States, and then in Utrecht in Europe this year, and also in Providence in the United States again. And around 2,000 people have been showing up for each of those, so it's big everywhere.
That's exciting. And maybe if we're lucky, we can have somebody from overseas even come here and say hi to us. I'm sure you're going to be here.
I plan to be, yes.
All right, so I'm looking forward to see you again next time, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right.